Welcome back to the Malaysian Money Matters Show. It's the 13th of August, 2025. Great to have you with us. Today we're doing another deep dive, looking at some really compelling developments shaping things here and around the world. We've got economic shifts, tech breakthroughs, some significant policy changes. Our mission, as always, is to pull out those key nuggets to keep you well informed.
Yeah, and what's really striking this time is just how connected all these pieces are. You see these trends bubbling up locally and globally, and they create ripples, don't they? We'll try to unpack the immediate impacts, but also, the bigger picture, help you connect those dots.
Okay, let's jump right in with Malaysia. Big topic first. Healthcare. Costs are always a concern. So the government's delaying the full rollout of that fixed-fee, diagnosis-based payment system, the DRG system,
Yep.
pushed to 2027 now. But before that, by 2026, we will see mandatory medicine price displays in private facilities. So for you listening, what's the real impact here?
Well, it's not just about potentially lower bills, though that's part of it. It's more fundamental, I think. It's about empowering you, the consumer, giving you transparency in a market that's been, well, pretty opaque. We saw those private healthcare costs really driving up insurance premiums, right? Sometimes massively.
Yeah, I remember reports of like 70% hikes in some cases. Ouch.
Exactly. So this is a direct response. Better information for you, forcing providers maybe to sharpen their pencils on pricing. It's about consumer power, really.
Okay, from personal healthcare costs to the broader economy, the Socioeconomic Research Centre, they've put out a forecast. They see GDP growth moderating a bit in the second half of 2025, maybe 3.5% to 4%, citing global uncertainties like those U.S. tariffs hitting exports. But they're keeping the full-year forecast at 4%, saying domestic demand, consumption, investment, it's all holding strong. Sounds a bit like a mixed bag, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. But it also kind of highlights Malaysia's resilience. That domestic engine is strong. It's acting as a buffer against those external headwinds you mentioned. What's interesting, too, is their policy suggestion. Cutting corporate tax a bit, raising the SME tax threshold to boost competitiveness.
But is just cutting taxes the silver bullet? Won't investors look at more than just the tax rate, especially with global uncertainty?
That's a really sharp point. Tax cuts help. They send a signal. But you're absolutely right. Investors weigh up stability, talent, market access, the whole package. So the real test is using these adjustments as part of a bigger picture, showing Malaysia is truly open for business and addressing those other concerns too.
Right, and Malaysia isn't just reacting, it's building, especially in AI. This is exciting stuff. We've got YTL AI Labs launching Ilmu. That's the country's first homegrown large language model, built with local languages, cultural context in mind.
Yeah, that's significant.
And then there's Zetrix AI. They're looking to sell their chatbot New AI, which is designed to be Sharia aligned. Think Islamic finance, government bodies, that kind of thing. What does this mean for Malaysia wanting to be an AI nation?
It means they're being quite strategic about it. It's not just adopting AI, it's shaping it, making sure it aligns with local values, like with new AI, making sure it benefits everyone. The PM himself said AI must be a force for all, right? So it points to a national strategy, trying to embed it ethically, inclusively.
Okay, let's look at specific companies. We see different stories playing out. Carlsberg, Malaysia, for instance, they're slightly raising beer prices in September, trying to protect their margins because costs are up and demand's a bit weaker. It's a balancing act.
A tricky one, yeah. Balancing profit with keeping customers happy.
And meanwhile, totally different picture at UMS Integration. Strong second quarter profit. Why? Booming demand for semiconductor equipment. Get this. Their Malaysian sales surged 270%. Incredible.
Wow. That really shows the impact of those global supply chain shifts, doesn't it? Some industries feel the squeeze. Others, like the chip sector here, are really benefiting from that global pivot towards Malaysia. Tale of two industries, like you said.
All right, shifting gears to the international stage, U.S.-China relations, always complex. On the tech front, China's apparently discouraging use of certain NVIDIA chips, the H20 ones, while the U.S., under Trump, is reportedly considering allowing sales of different, maybe scaled-back NVIDIA chips, the Blackwell ones, but maybe in exchange for some revenue sharing.
Revenue sharing. That's an interesting twist.
And on top of all that, the U.S.-China tariff truce extended another 90 days.
It's like this constant, intricate dance, isn't it? Economic diplomacy, national security, tech leadership, all tangled up. And every move sends ripples through global supply chains, affects tech development everywhere.
And speaking of major global players, China's housing crisis hit a significant symbolic point. China Evergrande Group. They've been delisted from the Hong Kong Stock Exchange.
Yeah, that's huge. For shareholders, it basically means a near total loss. More broadly, it just underscores the sheer scale of the financial distress in China's property sector. It's not just one company. It's a symptom of a much bigger problem, and that can definitely have wider economic effects.
Finally, turning to some difficult but important humanitarian concerns. There's a UN report out detailing systematic torture by security forces in Myanmar. Grim reading. And Malaysia's Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim is really prioritizing peace efforts and the refugee situation, especially supporting Bangladesh, which carries a heavy burden hosting so many displaced people.
It really highlights the urgent need for cooperation, doesn't it?
Right.
Regionally, internationally, human rights, humanitarian aid. These things need collective action. Malaysia working with ASEAN partners, trying to get that visit to Myanmar, it signals an effort to find solutions, regional players stepping up.
So wrapping this all up, what does this patchwork of news mean for you, our listener?
I think the big picture today is just how interconnected everything is. A world constantly shifting. Local policies here in Malaysia, like healthcare pricing, are linked to global dynamics like chip demand or international tensions. It all ties together.
Yeah, the key takeaway for me is just the speed of change. Corporate strategy shifting, nations racing in tech, global relationships evolving. It really hammers home how important it is to stay informed, stay adaptable.
And it leaves us with a big question, really.
Yeah.
How will all these rapid shifts continue to shape market confidence, national priorities, well, everything in the months ahead? It's definitely a dynamic landscape.
Absolutely. Keep exploring, keep questioning. And please subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters podcast so you don't miss our next deep dive into the stories that matter most. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.